engine support plate that's going to go in place where the skid plate came out. I'm not using the skid plate bolts. As you can see, if I use those, you can see this. So on my right hand here, if I use the skid plate bolts, there's very little thread. See that? I'm going to actually use the bolts that came out of the cross members. It's much longer and has a lot of distance, lots of thread that can catch and keep the engine in place. If we use the short screw here, short bolt here, with the little thread, there's a good chance that that engine can actually drop right out. So do not use the short bolt, okay? Use the long bolt from the cross member. Same thread, same bolt, more thread. I shall be installing this 1/2-inch thick steel plate that's going to support the engine, because I am not supporting it from the top. And these are the long bolts from, remember, the aluminum diagonal cross members I took off. The bolts that hold the skid plate on are not long enough with this plate, and I would be afraid that the way the engine is gonna there's not enough thread on there to hold the weight of the engine, so I'm choosing to put the longer ones in. Hopefully I didn't forget to put the dimensions of this plate on there. You can get any machine shop to make that. 15 millimeter. Let's snug it up. You need to tighten it, overly tighten it. Let's see, there's a good 1/2-inch gap, and once you take off the transmission mounts, it's the engine's gonna rest on this plate nicely. I know, genius. Just genius. A good friend of mine who actually owns a Boxster was kind enough to give me the dimensions for this plate and the idea. So here I am sharing it with all my best Boxster friends. That's it for the engine support plate. I'll go ahead and remove the reverse switch plug. This is on the left side of the transaxle towards the engine. Just with one hand. Let's go in there, push on that wire clip, and then wiggle the plug loose. It's easy when you're trying to hold a camera. On the other hand, yeah, put my thumb, and then just wiggle it loose like that. Hope I can edit it properly so you can see it. Loosen the 13 millimeter nut. It holds the clutch slave cylinder on, and I shall try to wiggle this thing out now. Remember last time? There we go. Wow. Well, see, that was a little different. Leave it sitting just there like that. Okay, so we have the reverse switch unplugged, clutch slave cylinder out, and now what do I do now? You remember? Now I will actually start removing the bolts on the tranny. Let's get the most fun parts out of the way right away. There's two, actually one bolt and one nut I forgot last time on the transmission. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those first. The first one I believe is a 15 millimeter. I should have taken it off before I put the engine support plate on, but it's still very easily accessible. And the other one is the Torx looking bolt that I'm using a T50 Torx and a 5/16 wrench to go in there and loosen that. It's in a very tight and precarious spot. I'm kind of surprised that they actually used a Torx. It's actually not a Torx. I don't know what it is, but a Torx seems to work to loosen that. I'm not sure why they didn't use a bolt, or you can just put a wrench in there, but I'm sure Porsche has to have their reasons. 15 millimeter bolt, sorry, 15 millimeter nut. Everything is very nicely oiled in this car, so that was very easy. The other side, Alright, let's hop to this. First I'm gonna make sure that the Torx fits in nicely. Yeah, fits nicely. I'm gonna go ahead with my 5/16 wrench. Put that in there and that is not working. Try number 2. I put a longer 5/16 wrench on here, and I put my mechanics gloves on, hoping I can get some better leverage on this bolt. What I don't want to do is I don't want to strip it, because that is gonna be a world of hurt. This is just shitty. Very, very shitty. I got the other one loose. I got this one loose too, somehow, one way or another. What a stupid place to put this freaking thing. Yes! Victory is mine! Woohoo! Okay, see? Who needs these special tools? Pfft. I don't need them. I pity the fool. See? T50 Torx, 5/16 wrench, a little bit of leverage, and you can eat your Wheaties. And about is your uncle, as they say. I'd like to talk to the engineer who thought this was a good idea. So again, this car is 17 years old. It's so long. So I'm going to go ahead now and remove the 2 left bolts on the upper transmission, 16mm. I'm feeling a little lazy today, so I'm going to approach the bolts from the back. My 1/2-inch ratchet and 1, 2, 3, 4 extensions. This note here, I have an extension back here that has just a little bit, gives the socket just a little bit of a swivel. It's not actually a swivel, it just gives you a little bit of movement there, so I can go just a little bit around a bend. So this should be pretty straightforward. Oh, well, not as straightforward as I was hoping, so I'm gonna have to get out my big friend. Here we go. My big 24-inch breaker bar. Make life a little easier. See, my dear. Should get a good view of this here. Oh yeah, like butter. Like butter. So I'm gonna move ahead and go on top of the clutch safe cylinder. So just here it actually helps to have just a little bit of swivel on the end of that socket. Same thing. Lefty loosey. What I'm going to do and what I recommend, take the bolt out and mark it where you took it out from. It's very important you put the right bolt back where you took it out. Obviously, you brainiac would know that, or me. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So I'm going to mark these bolts, left bottom and left top. See? Just a quick, easy label, piece of tape here. Nothing fancy. It's just gonna make putting the car back together that much faster and easier. 15 extensions. As you can see, I haven't removed the shifter cables yet. I'm doing after the bolts are off. Same thing. Lefty loosey. Let's take that bolt right out. This will be bottom right. Manual actually shows there to be a bolt down here. I assume was missing on the flat car, but it's missing on this one too, so I can only assume that it's not there. Weird, two cars missing that bolt. Let's get that in there and pull that super duper long top bolt out. Okay, there's one more bolt at the very top. I'm going to approach this in one or two ways. I haven't decided yet. Either I'm going to get to the bolt the same way I just loosened. I took out the left and right bolts when I support the transmission with a jack and take the mounts off, because then it will lower just enough that I can get that ratchet in there. Or I'm going to get the bolt from the top of the engine. I haven't decided yet. Before I make a decision, I'm now going to pop off the shifter cables, and then I'm going to assess that situation to prepare for the transmission to come off, which we are not far from. If I remember correctly, I actually mangled these two clips. These clips actually don't look much better because I'm going to just bend these out of the way here. That's what it seems. Oh wow. Oh wow, this is not good. Push that screwdriver in from behind. Yeah, that's not looking so promising, is it? Well, that is not good. Oh by golly, I think I got it loose. Something moved. Okay, so all I did, loosen this clip here, bend the tabs, and then I just used the hammer and tapped on the outside of the housing shifter cable in place. And then I saw it move. Oops. Well, that looked like doom and gloom a minute ago, but that's alright. And now I use my two trusty screwdrivers. Put one in behind, one in the front, somehow. Just like that. One cable off. Let's actually pop this off first. It does need a little leverage to pop that off. I'm going to attempt the same technique up here. Let's see if it shakes itself loose. I guess I could have taken this bracket off here. There you go. There you go. Two shifter cables removed. And now I need my trusty motorcycle jack that is being occupied by the engine from the flat car. Although I did not use the motorcycle jack to take the engine out, which I should have, even with it being temperamental as it is. I put it back on there so I can move it around my garage. Next I'm going to actually put the engine on some wood. I want to wash it and use the engine hoist, the motorcycle jack to remove the transaxle and the engine of the black Boxster, which looks nice even sitting on jacks with half the parts removed. Another thing I need to tackle is broken taillight, which our donor car has. It could be one of the easiest jobs on this project. Okay, up to it.